Here we have the Bugatti Divo. So immediately looking at the front, you've got the signature horseshoe shape. There's no mistake here what it is. It's a wonderful sound.
Designed to combine raw power with luxury refinement. Each car is handcrafted from only the finest materials, including carbon fibre, leather and titanium. It's powered by an 8-litre engine that's happy doing 20 or flat out 236 miles per hour. Under the skin, this is all pinned to a lightweight chassis, designed to provide the rigidity of a race car. A feeling former professional motorsport driver Andy is more than familiar with.
It's really a special occasion every time I drive a Divo. Its job really in the lineup of modern Bugattis, it's more of a track-focused car, perhaps, but still perfectly acceptable on the road. It's really smooth inside, it's quiet, it's very easy to drive. It's a car that I think people instantly recognise.
But one few will get to drive. As to buy one of just 40 Divos, customers must already own a £2.5 million Bugatti Chiron.
Because it's so rare in the world, it's something that people don't see very often, there's always a really amazing reaction. It gives you something that you can't get from any other car.
So how do you create one of the most exclusive supercars on the planet? The answer is hidden inside Bugatti's factory in Molsheim, northeast France. Opened in 2005, the company's latest 1,000 square metre manufacturing facility, the Atelier, is based at the birthplace of the brand. A team of 20 mechanics, coach builders and technicians assemble thousands of individual parts to create each unique vehicle, all under the careful supervision of head of production, Christophe Pierchon.
The craftsmanship, the people working on the car are very important because we have no robots. Everything is assembled per hand, and the experience of the people is the reason why we are here and able to assemble our cars.
It's a process that requires the highest level of precision and attention to detail. As a result, it takes 4 months to take the raw materials and transform them into a no-expense-spared custom-built supercar. But first, the team must create the structure of this vehicle. And this meant starting at the drawing board for project manager Pierre Rommelfanger.
To create the Divo, in total, it took 2 years. So the first 6 months was the feasibility and design. After that, of course, we started to build prototypes.
Designed to be lighter and more aerodynamically intensive than its automotive cousin, the Chiron, this constant pursuit of improvement is something that's at the heart of the brand's history. Founded in 1909 by Italian entrepreneur Ettore Bugatti, his first creation was the powerful Type 10 Roadster. Roughly a decade later, the Type 35 was released. Dominating on the track, it became one of the most successful race cars of all time. Following a period of decline, the groundbreaking EB110 was launched in 1991, before the company was bought by Volkswagen in 1998. And in 2005, the brand combined performance with luxury, creating the Veyron, a £1 million, 253 miles per hour hypercar which revolutionised the industry. Today, they're trying to create one of the most exclusive supercars on Earth. And with one survey finding the average Bugatti buyer already owns 42 cars, 3 private jets, 3 helicopters and a yacht, the team have their work cut out.
For the Divo, technology and innovation are very, very important. We increased downforce, we reduced the weight. All this was done in the engineering.
The innovations begin with a lightweight chassis.
A stiff chassis is important to a supercar because you go to speeds over 300 km/h. And then you need a very strong and stiff chassis because then you have the right reaction in the steering and also the dampers are working in a proper way. Otherwise, you will not be able to control a car at that speed. The lower part is around 100 kg, completely made out of carbon fiber. To produce this, it takes around 4 weeks and 500 hours, and there are 320 square meters of carbon fiber mats in there. So this is an enormous effort that you have to do. In total, the chassis is a bit more than 200 kilograms.
Not only lightweight, the chassis is also strong, thanks to another ingenious material.
You have to have special technologies like honeycomb to reduce the weight. If you have a honeycomb carbon sandwich structure, you have 2 layers of carbon, and in between you have a layer of honeycomb. The layer of honeycomb is even lighter than carbon and gives it a distance from each other, which again helps to have the best ratio between weight and stiffness that you can reach in the modern car technology.
Even with 5 tons on one wheel, this chassis will bend by just 1 degree, providing a stable foundation for the vehicle's suspension. So, does this strong yet lightweight chassis justify the £4.5 million price tag? Bugatti test driver Andy is putting it to the test to find out.
The Divo pushes the envelope a bit further in the direction of dynamic ability. The road's narrow, twisty. As soon as you turn the wheel, you immediately have the communication of exactly where the front wheels are. And that's incredibly important to the driver. It's what gives you the confidence to know where you are in terms of the limit. And it's such a great uncorrupted signal that comes through the steering wheel.
Increasing the rigidity of the chassis improves the car's responsiveness by allowing the suspension to work more efficiently.
Perhaps we've all driven cars where the steering is not very communicating, but this one, communication is incredible. If we go on and off the throttle and take some speed through the corners, that feeling always stays absolutely true. It's been more focused towards the dynamic cornering ability than anything else. It's such a pleasure to drive a car like this.
The Divo is 16-cylinder, 8-liter capacity engine with 4-wheel drive and 2 seats. So if that's not a hypercar, I don't know.
This vast sum of money buys you performance engineered for dynamic handling. Lightweight aluminium wheels increase brake ventilation and reduce turbulence. A roof designed to form an air duct optimises airflow around the body. And a 1.8 metre wide hydraulic wing helps create 455 kilograms of downforce for maximum efficiency. And although it may be filled with modern technology, this is a car that echoes the company's past.
In the modern era of Bugatti, this is the first coach-built product, the first product that brings the philosophy of one-offs and few-offs back to the brand. If you had to mass-produce the Divo, it wouldn't be possible. So in some way, the low volume enables us to find solutions that make this car.
This may be one of the most exclusive cars on the planet today, but 100 years ago, the ultimate in luxury took a very different form.
Okay, I'm just going for a gear change. Oh, easy, easy. Come on, come on. Into gear. There she is. There you go, Mom.
Automotive engineer Titch Cormack is at a historic country estate in Cornwall, experiencing a car that helped define luxury motoring.
When you think of luxury cars, there's probably a couple of names that immediately spring to mind. However, I can almost guarantee on that list would be Rolls-Royce. And every firm has one design that cements their reputation. And this is it. This is a 1920 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. This is such a fabulous car. You're sat in the bespoke leather interior. It's beautiful inside.
First produced in 1907, this car was hugely advanced for the era, combining opulence with cutting-edge innovation.
You've got this lovely little device on the steering wheel which says the governor. Now the governor is essentially just a hand throttle. As I bring it up, there. All I need to do is concern myself with steering. Cruise control in 1920. Now that was technology. No indicators, eh? We don't need indicators in 1920. Out of the way!
It may have been missing the odd modern feature, but at the time, this car was the height of luxury.
Now, everything about this car just screams elegance. Just look at it. What an absolutely superb piece of machinery. Now, Rolls-Royce, they actually built the chassis and then built the engine. And it was up to the customer to choose from a multitude of different interiors, all equally as elegant and extravagant as the next. But the real gem is under the bonnet. Wow, now just look at that. Absolutely phenomenal. In here you have a 6-cylinder engine with side valves, a single brass carburettor that feeds all 6 cylinders. Without a doubt, this engine is a piece of art. Just look at all the copper and the brass used inside. I've never seen anything like it inside a motor vehicle. It's amazing.
Built as either grand touring cars or magnificent limousines, this vehicle was as much about the driving experience of the chauffeured as it was the chauffeur.
The ride is luxurious, as you'd expect. This is 100 years old, and it's quiet. It is quiet, amazingly so, and hence the name, the Silver Ghost.
Thanks to engineering precision, not only did this car provide a near silent ride, it was dependable too.
The problem with cars of the era was they kept breaking down, and nobody had any trust in them. Amazingly, the Silver Ghost was the car that broke that mould. So reliable and luxurious that it actually became known as the best car in the world.
Produced for almost 20 years, the Silver Ghost was popular with royalty and politicians alike, and in its day was the ultimate expression of wealth the world over.
This car was an undisputed symbol of class and power. This really was a game changer in luxury automotives. Just to have this opportunity to take it for a spin, it's just putting a massive grin on my face. I'm loving it.
It may include some of the features found in the 100-year-old Silver Ghost, but there's one area where this multi-million-pound supercar differs significantly. As motorsport legend Andy Wallace has experienced.
At the test track, this car, when you're flat out, the top speed is 380 kilometres an hour. That's an incredible number.
But how do you engineer nail-biting performance into a luxury supercar for the super rich? The answer lies in the firm's factory in France.
The Divo is all about performance, and we have incorporated all the latest tech. And so to get all that to function and to make it feasible was the biggest challenge.
And at the centre of it all is the almighty engine. Overseeing the assembly is head of production Christophe Pierchon.
The 16 cylinders W16 engine is the heart of the Divo. First of all, imagine one engine able to produce 1,500 horsepower. That means 10 normal engines in one engine.
Made up of 3,700 individual parts, it takes 7 days to assemble this 8-litre powerhouse. And once attached to the gearbox, it completes the powertrain.
Here you can see the gearbox, which was specially developed for our W16 and adapted with a new clutch, which you can see here with the 1,600 Newton meters torque.
The 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox is designed to allow super-fast gear changes, and it's not the only thing that's custom-built for this car.
As you can see, all around the engine, we have many components fixed on it. On the side, you have the cooler for the oil. Brakes are very important because when you accelerate it fast, you have also to decelerate much faster. And then you have the suspensions, which are also specially designed for our Bugatti.
With the vital components in place, the powertrain is joined to the carbon fibre chassis. Bolts are tightened, pipework attached, and electronics connected.
When the chassis is assembled, then we have a crucial moment, which is the test on the rolling road.
A mechanic monitors everything from engine transmission calibration to power output as the car is put through simulated speed tests.
Every car is going in for about 60 kilometers, and we can simulate speed till 200 kilometers per hour. And this rolling road, we had to develop it exactly for our Divo because no other car has such power.
It might have passed rolling road tests, but does this engine have the performance to match its price tag?
The acceleration of this car is just out of this world, to be fair. So 0 to 100 kilometers an hour takes only 2.4 seconds.
The secret to being quick off the line is down to engine torque.
As well as the 1,500 horsepower, what is absolutely remarkable about the numbers is this 1,600 Newton meters of torque. And that is produced from 2,000 to 6,000 RPM.
Higher torque allows for greater horsepower at lower revolutions per minute.
To have this much torque from 2,000 RPM is absolutely unheard of in any engine.
And with 4 turbochargers, this engine really means business.
We open the throttle and shut it. There you have the turbocharger sound. It's a wonderful sound. And the same goes for the engine. The sound isn't loud, but the quality of the sound is what makes it, for me, really amazing.
At the factory in France, engineers have constructed the car's chassis and inserted the gigantic W16 engine. It's now time to turn their attention to the inside. But for a discerning buyer with an unlimited bank balance, an off-the-shelf interior simply won't do.
The Divo is so rare, right? There's only 40 pieces, €5 million plus tax a piece. And this means it's a really rare moment if you actually spot a Divo in the public and even on car shows.
This vast price tag not only buys ultimate automotive exclusivity, but a level of customization that most car buyers can only dream of.
Our challenge is not to create racing cars for the road, but this is basically the ultimate luxurious experience. It's still comfortable to drive, and yet at the dial of a knob, it can become the absolute animal, and it can accelerate like you would not believe.
So how do you create a cockpit that's comfortable and luxurious, even at speeds of over 230 miles per hour? The secret lies in a material that's been used in car interiors since the birth of the automobile. In the west of Scotland, James Muirhead and his ancestors have been crafting luxury leather automotive interiors as far back as the Ford Model T. Founded in 1905, things have changed dramatically over the past century.
Here we are in the bespoke colour matching area.
Today, James and his team are blending traditional leather-making techniques with cutting-edge modern technology, offering prospective supercar buyers the ultimate in interior customisation.
Some of the strange requests that we've had in the past is we've had pairs of socks sent in, we've had aubergines, we've even had ladies' handbags sent in to match, but it really doesn't matter. We will make sure that whatever the customer wants, we can make that colour for the interior of your car.
Turning the raw material into a finished luxury interior can take the team up to 7 weeks of hard work, and it all starts in the tannery.
This process is absolutely critical to the manufacturing of leather. It plays a key factor in the softness of the leather. It also allows the leather to withstand heat, and it allows the hides to be more susceptible to dyestuffs later on in the process.
Inside the drums, the hides are mixed with tanning agents, which preserve them and stop them from breaking down. But it's the addition of a special local ingredient that characterises James's leather.
There is our factory, and here is our secret ingredient. Purest, finest Scottish water.
Famed for purity and softness, the team uses 1.6 million litres of it every single day, with 40% being recycled back into production.
This pure water helps our leather become more vibrant. It really does pay off dividends when you have the final product in your hand, and it really does make a difference.
Back inside the factory, with the tanning process complete, the next stage requires a trained eye.
This is where we're selecting the hides, grading them from 1 to 5. The reason why this is so important is because we need to decipher what product the natural raw material is going into, whether it be a very high-end leather or a more economy-driven leather.
The hides are trimmed and shaved to make them the correct thickness before being moved to the dye house.
What we're doing in here is we're dyeing the hides to shave. We really want to try and dye the hides as close to the end customer colour as possible. Also at this stage, we use marine oils to soften the leather. It's those same marine oils that's actually part of the secret behind the smell of our leather. This is where we're actually really starting to see the leather come into its own.
Now they're the correct shade of colour, the hides are hung out to slowly dry over a long period of time, allowing them to retain just enough moisture to keep them supple.
So now we're at the finishing operation of the process. This is where we're primarily trying to achieve the colour onto the leather. Basically what we're doing is using a carousel system with spray guns to make sure we're applying an even coverage to the hides.
Weeks after the process started, finished leather is ready to be cut and shaped into a high-end, personalised luxury car interior.
Each hide has its own fingerprint, so despite two owners having the same orange in their car, each car and each seat will be unique to that end customer.
100 years since they first started, James and his family's leather has been used by some of the world's most iconic luxury automotive manufacturers, including McLaren, Aston Martin and Jaguar.
I'm extremely proud of what we do here. Leather interiors are a really sensual experience. It's the smell, it's the touch, it's the colour, it's the way it feels as you sit in the car seat. It really does become truly unique to that one owner, and that's what a true leather interior is all about.
Back at the factory in France, a 15-strong team of customisers help owners personalise their car's interior down to the smallest detail. And when money is no object, almost anything is possible. But Bugatti want to ensure their customers are getting something unique, sourcing their finished leather from a supplier in the mountains of Austria.
Besides the body color and the interior parts, the customer can choose a huge variety of different things he can change, like stitchings, engine covers, a special finish on trim parts. Many customers decide to really bring their own ideas, and then maybe they come with own logos, like family logos. They bring the idea of own colors, and they really customize their cars to get, in the end, their own masterpiece. We are offering a car that gives you, on one hand, insane performance numbers, but on the other hand is very easy to drive. And so I think it's very important for our customers to also have a comfortable interior and a comfortable driving feeling.
Once fully fitted out, no two Divos will be alike, creating a truly unique car for the high rollers of the world. But for test driver Andy Wallace, it's just his 236 miles per hour office.
Everywhere you look in this car, it's just beautiful materials. This aluminium strip here is actually milled from a solid block. Carbon fibre, top quality leather, there's magnesium, there's titanium, there's even diamonds in the radio speakers.
It's this craftsmanship and attention to detail that helps create one of the most exclusive luxury supercars on the planet. One that's sure to turn heads wherever it goes.
It's amazing when you're driving this car because all the people around you quickly try to get the camera phone out to take a quick shot. And whenever you park up, people are coming and asking questions about the cars. You're sitting in a beautiful leather seat in luxury, and when you open the throttle, wow, you've got performance like nothing else.
But travelling at these record-breaking speeds creates a problem for the team. At upwards of 200 miles per hour, wind, engine and tyre noise can be deafening. To combat it, engineers devised an ingenious solution.
Bugatti spent a lot of time refining the car so that from the inside you don't get any road roar from the tyres. The windows are actually double glazed windows. There's quite a lot of sound deadening material inside, so it's quite incredible when you have 1,500 horsepower just behind you not to have a lot of noise inside the cockpit. It's very relaxing actually.
For the Divo, we use our well-known 16 cylinders, which is present in the Chiron. That means with 1,500 horsepower.
But as potential Divo buyers must already own Bugatti's other 261 mile per hour supercar, engineers must push the limits of this new machine if they're to convince their clients to part with £4.5 million.
You have also to take care about the airflow, because every small deviation of the airflow can change the drivability of the car, but also damage the tires. That's the reason why every details needs to be measured, to be installed, to be regulated, to make sure that safety first.
But what if instead of creating a high-end luxury machine that you could spend all day driving, you tried to build an extreme machine to extend that experience to weeks on end? In the German countryside.
Wow, what a really supercar.
Stephanie Volkner is getting her supercar fix.
Really sporty feeling. Hands on the wheel, foot on the gas pedal. Really nice to drive.
And although this might offer white-knuckle thrills, it isn't exactly practical for long-distance touring. But that isn't a problem for Stephanie, as she also owns one of these.
This is what I'm looking for today. This is a Volkner Mobile Performance model.
This movable mansion measures 12 metres in length, weighs a whopping 18 tonnes and costs well over £1 million, making it one of the most extravagant recreational vehicles on the planet.
Everything you see here is tailor-made, very, very comfortable, but not only tailor-made, it's also customized.
This 5-star hotel on wheels takes the concept of the luxury vehicle to a whole new level and includes all the creature comforts multi-millionaires simply can't live without, including flat-screen TVs, an oven, fridge freezer, full-size shower and toilet complete with a heated seat.
You can lie in a bed. When it is cold winter time, you don't need to go out of your bed. You can watch TV. You can see the snow in St. Moritz or wherever you want to go.
But when you arrive in St. Moritz, a motorhome isn't exactly the ideal vehicle for tackling the windy mountain roads. Luckily, the Volkner Performance S has a hidden secret that's the perfect solution for the discerning supercar owner.
Let us open the garage. This is the secret garage. And here you see what we are looking for. It's a big hole to put the Porsche underneath. It's the only RV in the world with a garage between the exits to bring your Porsche inside.
4 hydraulic jacks can handle 80 tons of load, effortlessly lifting the RV into the air.
And now I drive my sport car on this tablet. You don't need nothing more than pushing the magic button.
It might not have the acceleration of a sports car, but a beefy 11-litre, 460 brake horsepower Volvo engine provides plenty of punch. Perfect for a continent cruising road trip.
Now we can go and explore the world with a performance motorhome, and we can go wherever we want.
Taking 18 months to build and costing a massive £1.3 million, the Volkner Performance is luxury transport for the super rich and their supercars. An exclusive luxury motorhome might be the ultimate vehicle for cross-continent exploration, but unlike the Divo, it isn't exactly a speed machine. Back at the Bugatti factory, designers have tweaked, refined and sculpted every inch of the car's body, setting it apart from the Chiron.
Everywhere you look, there are purposeful ducts and shapes. On top of the wheel, we've got these exit air ducts. This is attempting to reduce the pressure in the wheel arch. If you reduce the pressure in the wheel arch, you increase the downforce on the car. Another striking duct that you see here, this is a knacker duct on the top. And the air that's actually going across top of the car, when it reaches a point where it stops, you'll get a turbulent flow from the surface. And of course, on the rear wing, you want clean air. So this very ingenious duct allows air to pass underneath. And so as the air comes off the back of there, it reattaches before it reaches the rear wing, increasing the efficiency of the rear wing. So a lot of aerodynamic things going on.
It's this downforce that's the secret behind the Divo's blistering performance and the justification for its vast price tag. At 236 miles per hour, the car has the equivalent weight in air of a grand piano pressing it down onto the track.
I think if you jump into a car like this, shut the door and fire up the engine, if that doesn't do something to you inside, there's something wrong with you. With this car, 0 to 200 is 6.1 seconds. And that's quite an incredible number when you think that 6.1 to 100 is actually quite a fast car. This is 0 to 200 in that time. And 300 comes up in just over 13 seconds. It's relentless, to be honest. You push the throttle down and it's accelerating, and you're being pushed into the seat. And really, the only time that releases you is when you lift the pedal because there's no more space. That acceleration just continues and continues.
The luxury supercar may exclusively be the plaything of the super rich, but by designing and engineering them, manufacturers are discovering the limits of what the automobile is truly capable of.
For as long as I can remember, I've been crazy about cars. I feel privileged every day to drive this car.
The Divo has a special character, which is in the acceleration, but also the speed in the curves. This car is very unique, and we add some more uniqueness inside the uniqueness.